guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're new, this is Anonymous Voices, where we share stories, experiences, and lifestyle. Please do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Like, share, and comment. And also hit the notification bell so you'll always be the first to see any new content. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. My name is Nduka. I'm from a small family of my brother, myself, and our parents. We're not financially buoyant, but we managed things as they came. My father was a farmer while my mother was into petty trading. I often helped my mom to sell her goods. This was fun because it gave me time to meet and chat with other hawkers. I never really imagined what life would be like if we had more access to money. My parents could not afford to send me to school. However, there was a kindly woman named Miss Alice who organized lessons for children in my neighborhood. Miss Alice was a young woman who seemed to be in her late 20s. She often dressed in simple but elegant attire. Her voice was very soft, yet she commanded a lot of respect. Her classes helped me learn maths and English. I never missed a class, and she often praised my doggedness and love for studying. When I was 9 years old, we had a clash in our community, which claimed lives and rendered people homeless. The clash was shrouded in misery and speculations. Some whispered tensions between rival factions, fueled by long-standing grievances and territorial disputes. It was a terrible experience. My family escaped into the bush, where we hid for 3 days till everywhere was calm. We continued our life routine, hoping we'd never get to experience the incident again. Fast forward to 2 years, my community got attacked again, and this time, it claimed the lives of my lovely parents. My world was torn apart by the merciless hands of violence, leaving my brother and me orphaned and alone. My question was, how would we survive without our parents? Wow, guys. This must have been tough for Nduka and his brother. You know, losing both parents at a tender age is actually a lot to take in. But let us listen to know what happened after this. My father's sister, Auntie Charity, promised to come for us. She lived in another state and told us she would come. While we waited, things were quite tough. We barely had a good meal in a day. We relied on the benevolence of neighbors and people who knew my parents. For how long will this continue? Eventually, Auntie Charity came, but she could only take my brother with her. She had her burdens and was not well off herself. She informed me, however, that she had planned for a friend of hers who lived in a distant village to take me in. I was expected to help her at the farm in return for a home, an education, and food. My brother and I were shattered at the news of our imminent separation, but we had no choice. Auntie Charity put me in a transport and told the driver where to drop me. Some hours later, I arrived at the park, and Auntie Eunice, who was Auntie Charity's friend, was there to receive me. She had a stout frame, and her face was weathered by years of hardship and disappointment. There was no warmth in her eyes, only a cold stare that seemed to pierce through the soul of those unfortunate enough to meet her. Months turned to years, and things were not looking good for me as I became a complete slave with no form of education. My new family did not see me as a child in need of love, but as a servant to be exploited for their gains. I worked from dusk till dawn and would not be offered food till I was done with every task. I kept hoping things would change and my foster parents would make some kind of plan for me. The physical abuse at the hands of my benefactors made me make several attempts to escape this prison-like existence. But each time my efforts were in vain, thwarted by the watchful eyes of my auntie. At this point, I can only just wish Auntie Charity, had taken both boys. You never really know what to expect when you live with a stranger. So it's only until you're in that position, then you can just only wish for the best. But let's go on. Auntie Eunice received a visitor on one occasion, and the woman happened to be her sister-in-law. I heard the woman ask who I was, and Auntie Eunice said I was her adopted son. Time and again, the woman visited and met me working. One day, Auntie Eunice asked me to go and deliver some food items to her sister-in-law, who will be traveling back to Lagos. The woman engaged me and asked about my education. I told her I was not enrolled in school and was helping Auntie Eunice at the farm. I was 13 years old at this time. She advised that I tell Auntie Eunice I would love to go to school and would be able to help at the farm and at home. This suggestion only worsened the situation. One evening, I found myself alone with Auntie Eunice, so I told her I would love to have an education, go to school, or some kind of lesson. She looked at me surprisingly as though, where did that thought come from? I told her I used to attend when my parents were alive and would like to continue. She asked me if I had been talking to anyone. I innocently told her about my conversation with her sister-in-law. She said a promising boy like me should be in school with my mates. She picked up her phone and called her sister-in-law, asking why she engaged me in a discussion without her permission. She said some terrible things over the phone. She said her sister-in-law was trying to take me for herself. Auntie Eunice reminded me of how and where she picked me from and all the things she had done for me. My task increased as Auntie Eunice said I was seeking advice from people because I had a lot of spare time on my hands. I wished I never mentioned education at all. I wondered how my brother was coping. The last time I spoke with him was 5 months ago. My situation is bad and I'm wondering how to find my way back to my brother, my only family. I have become a complete slave with no plans for my future. I guess a lot of people might be able to relate to this story. And I want to ask you, viewers, do you know anyone or have you walked this path? How were you able to overcome it? What would be your advice to Nduka? Please share your opinion in the comment section. And we'll be sharing some advice in our next episode, so stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And also click the notification button. Bye!